Alrighty, cherubs, so today we're going to be making a lidded bowl. So first, I center out my clay. I'm using about 3 pounds right here, which is kind of a lot of clay, but I kind of wanted a decent size container. I am centering it, now I'm opening it up, compressing the rim, compressing the inside. Now I'm going to do the volcano pull. You can't tell, but I slowed the wheel down because now I'm going to pull it, create a ridge, pull up, and now I'm going to pull up again. So now I start to shape it. I kind of want to give it a little bit of a belly on the inside. So I use my wooden rib, my rounded wooden rib, to push it out from the inside. And I can see that the top, I start to cinch the top a little bit. I can see that it's got a little bit of a wobble. So I'm going to trim off some extra clay there. Perfect. Now I want to make sure that I flail out the top flange flares out. That's going to be the secret to this. So I want to push it in on the outside and pull it back on the inside. So again, I want that top part to have a little flare out. That's going to be the secret to making this lid fit. Now I'll use my wooden knife, trim up the outside. I'm not going to put a foot on this. Just want a nice flat bottom. So I'm just scraping it so it's nice and smooth on the outside. Rounding out my edge, my top edge. And that looks pretty good. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the calipers to measure the inside edge of my flange there. So I'm going to hang on to that. That's going to tell me how big to make the lid. Alrighty, so I'm going to pop this off, and now I'm going to make the lid. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a pound of clay. So a very small amount of clay. Okay, you can see the difference. It's really, really tiny. And I'm going to start off centering it and then Hulk smashing it just like I would do for a plate. Now what I'm going to do is compress the clay with my sponge. Again, just like I would do with a plate. I'm going to slow the wheel down just a skosh. Now I'm going to start to take some of that excess clay from the edge and push it towards the middle. And I'm going to use my left hand to help collar that clay. And then I pinch it together to make this little pyramid. And then with my sponge, I want to push from the bottom up so I can make a nice knob. I push the edge. Now I'm just scraping off the extra slip. Now I want to check to see, okay, so my lid is too wide. So I just make a little notch there where it's supposed to, how wide it's supposed to be. Now I'm going to take that edge and just push it up. Using my wooden knife, I'm going to push it up to about where that little notch that I made was. Again, just cleaning it off. Rounding out the edge with my sponge. Okay, I'm going to check the outside. Looks pretty good. And we're going to call it a day. And that's how you make a lidded jar.